But whoever was styling her should have said, hey, there's a cutout.
The internet never forgets. It waits in the shadows, then pounces like a lion on fresh meat. One tiny spark is all it takes, and suddenly timelines explode with people throwing shade, preaching morality, and handing out judgment like they're running a courtroom. This week's spark, a messy flashback from the BET Awards that came crawling back out of nowhere. The whole storm centers on Bow Wow's daughter, Shea Moss, her dress with that side cutout, and the digital uproar that followed. Months later, folks still can't keep it buried, dragging the same drama back into the spotlight. But here's where it gets spicier. Her mom, Joy, just doubled down, snapping back at the critics and making it loud and clear that no one's twisting this story on her watch.
Show y'all the picture that they sent over. It does not, it looks like a long sleeve dress that's like has jewels on it and a thing hanging on the side. I was like, oh my God, so cute. At no point did we know that it was a cutout. But whoever was styling her should have said, hey, there's a cutout. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. And when she put it on, I think they were like, oh man, we didn't realize. Oh gosh, what, do we have to back up? No, they don't have to back up. We're in the trailer, she has to go out. What? So she was just saying she didn't like how she had to like do this the whole time. She just felt kind of like, you know, weird and uncomfortable. And I was like, well, yeah, because it's inappropriate. But yeah. So yeah, she had to deal with thousands of grown people talking about her, saying, I know her mama, but her mama ain't do no thing. Mama was not in attendance. Mama was not around. Okay? Mama would have had, if I was there, I would have went to the closest whatever, or Instacart or some little, you know, little black shorts to put underneath. But that's just a mistake. That's not gonna happen ever again. Right, I would have went right there at Macy's or somewhere. Of course I'm clearing it up because a lot of these people are trying. It's cool, you have your comments. I had my comments. I saw it when y'all saw it. She went from the trailer to we had no time to even speak. I didn't say, oh my God, let me see her. Nothing. I saw it online with y'all and I said, so yeah. Yeah, the one with her and Tia was really cute.
Now picture it, BET Awards night, the red carpet buzzing like pure chaos, cameras flashing nonstop, stars running around like it's Project Runway on steroids, each one desperate to make their fashion moment break the internet. Bow Wow steps in with his daughter Shea, looking confident, glowing, soaking up the spotlight like she belonged right there with the rest of Hollywood. That's when the chatter kicked off. Shea rocked a sleek dress with a side cutout. Nothing outrageous, nothing scandalous, just a little skin near the hip. No see-through, no wild exposure, nothing crossing a line. But the way the internet reacted, you'd think the carpet caught fire. Suddenly, the cutout became the centerpiece of a digital circus. Comment sections blowing up, strangers arguing like they were on payroll for the morality squad, each one louder than the last. And the comments, whew, they came flying in like darts at a bullseye. She's too young for that. Where's her mother? Oh no, this ain't it. Like, relax. She's 14, styled up for a red carpet moment, not sneaking into a club with a fake ID. But if you scrolled through those threads, you'd swear folks thought she had broken the law on live television. The overreaction was insane. But here's where the whole thing turned straight nasty. Some people didn't stop at, maybe that outfit wasn't the best choice. No, they pushed it to the extreme. Grown adults labeling a kid fast, throwing around comments about her looking too grown, and even making disgusting remarks about her body. And the wildest part? A lot of those comments came from the same people who hide behind church pews and quote Bible verses every Sunday. That's not concern, that's projection, and it's toxic, messy, and downright disturbing. Now jump to the present, because this mess refused to stay buried. People are still dissecting it, dragging it up like they just discovered some new scandal. Why? Because Joie Chavis, Shea's mom, finally put her foot down. She came online, told her truth, and oh, she did not bite her tongue. Joy cleared it up real quick. First of all, I wasn't even there. Straight from her own mouth. She broke it down. Nobody, not her, not the stylist, not even Bow Wow, realized that the side cutout would show as much skin as it did until Shea was already backstage, seconds from stepping out under those flashing cameras. At that point, there was no backup look, no quick wardrobe switch, no stylistic plan B. It was go time. Ready or not. And Joy admitted something real, that if she had been there, she would have sprinted into Macy's herself, grabbed the first pair of black shorts she saw, and made it work by any means necessary. But she wasn't there, and that's why it played out the way it did. She called it exactly what it was, a mistake. Not a scandal, not neglect, not some grand scheme, just a mistake. And honestly, she was right to put it in those terms. But here's where it really heats up. Why was Joy the one who took all the heat when Bow Wow was literally right there next to Shea on the carpet?
I think my mom was so strict with me that, like, you know those strict moms be having, like, the most, like, rebellious little kids? And I won't say that, like, I was rebellious, but a little bit. When she would tell me no, I'm like, don't worry, when she goes to sleep, I'm gonna come out, we'll go to the movies with my friends, you know? Shai would just be like, hey mom, I wanna go to the friends. I wanna go to the movies. I'm like, with my friends. Oh, okay, well, who's going? It's gonna be me, it's gonna be such and such. Okay, is there gonna be boys? Okay, cool, so your boyfriends are going and the girlfriends are going? Yeah. They wanna go to the movies, take them to the movies. And that's how we do that.
The double standard was loud as sirens that night. The internet swarmed Joy's page with, "Where's her mom? How could she let this happen?" Meanwhile, Bow Wow, standing front and center, smiling in pictures with his daughter, walked away untouched. Not a single wave of outrage aimed at him. It's like dads get a participation trophy just for showing up, while moms get dragged through the mud even when they weren't there. Joy wasn't letting that narrative slide. She clapped back, calling it for what it was, unfair and sexist. She reminded everyone that Shea's father was standing right there, fully present, and if he had thought something was wrong, he had every chance to say so. But instead of holding both parents accountable, the internet twisted it until somehow the blame sat squarely on Joy's shoulders. And she was not about to sit quiet while strangers rewrote the story. Now let's pause, because this isn't just about a cutout dress. This is about how young Black girls are treated in the spotlight. The scrutiny is harsher, the judgments are quicker, and the grace, nowhere to be found. When a young male celeb shows up in something edgy, it's called bold or fashion forward. But when it's a young girl, suddenly it's a morality debate. Parents are questioned and character gets picked apart. That ugly double standard? Clear as day. And let's give Shea her flowers, because she handled all of this chaos like a pro. She went live with her mom, told the truth straight up, and didn't flinch. She explained she had no clue that cutout would show so much until she was literally about to hit the carpet. The stylist missed it, nobody else caught it, and she had no backup look. She admitted she felt a little uncomfortable, but instead of breaking down, she owned it and kept it moving. And then came the line that shut the internet down. Shea laughed and said, "Damn, I didn't know my hip hurt that many people." That one sentence went viral, turning the tables on the critics and showing she could rise above the noise with humor and confidence. That right there, that's strength, that's maturity, and honestly, that's Shea showing more composure than half the grown adults who were busy typing shade from behind their screens. Imagine, a 14-year-old moving with more grace than people twice, even 3 times her age, who should know better. But let's keep it real. This isn't Bow Wow's first time catching heat over parenting decisions. The internet's been dragging him for years, whether it's clowning his music career, poking fun at his reality TV antics, or pulling up his mistakes as a dad. So when this dress situation resurfaced, people didn't waste a second digging into their archives. This is the same Bow Wow who comments came rolling in, followed by a laundry list of his past blunders, and of course that only poured more gas on the fire. Meanwhile, Joy kept her cool. She didn't run from the noise, didn't point fingers, and most importantly, she didn't throw her daughter under the bus. She stood firm, called it what it was, a misstep, and defended Shea all the way. That's the kind of accountability people rarely see online, and fans respected her for it.
Grown adults really came on Beyonce's internet to talk about Bow Wow's daughter, calling her fast based off of one outfit. People that don't know this girl from a can of paint, making prejudgments about this little girl's character based off of one outfit. People getting mad at her mom because they assumed that she allowed her to wear that outfit. And the thing is, she wasn't even there. Joey wasn't even there, but you know who was there? Her father. He was standing right next to her, actually. He even complimented the way she looked. He didn't address the fact that his teenager had hips showing. But y'all are mad at her mom? Once again, the person that was not even there. Just for the little girl to come on the internet and say that she was uncomfortable while wearing that outfit. And just for the mother to say that she did not know that her hips would be showing in that outfit. Now, I say all this to say that y'all need to stop sexualizing Black girls. Because all the prejudgments that y'all was making about this 14-year-old girl are disgusting. People was dragging her and her mama through the mud, and y'all didn't even know the backstory of the situation. Literally thousands of adults calling this little girl fast based off the outfit she had on, just for her to say she didn't even like the outfit and she was uncomfortable. Y'all owe her an apology on my soul, because y'all are bullies. Y'all literally bullied a teenager for no reason, and then y'all coming for the mama when the mama wasn't even there. The Black dad, because I'm bringing race into it, because y'all sexualizing a little Black girl and blaming the Black mother when the Black dad was standing right there. Fingers should be pointed to the stylist for allowing that little girl to wear wear that knowing that there was hip showing, for even picking that outfit out knowing that there was hip showing. And I believe Shai when she said that she was uncomfortable because you could tell on camera when Bow Wow was interviewing her that she did not look comfortable. And I could see that on camera. So imagine what the stylist and whoever was around Shai that day saw in person. Finger should be pointed to Bow Wow. Her other parental figure that was standing right next to her, y'all over here quick to blame Joey when her dad was right there. He possibly could have not known what his daughter was wearing either, but once he saw it, he shouldn't have allowed her on camera, let alone interviewed her at that. Shame on the people that called that 14-year-old girl fast. But then again, those are probably the same people that said that little girl was fast because they had straight hair instead of the bumped ends. If you know, you know.
But let's be real, others twisted her words into more drama, spinning it however they wanted to keep the mess alive. And then came the memes. Oh, they hit hard and fast. Screenshots of the dress plastered with captions like, the hip that broke the internet, and Bow Wow really said, let her cook. Social media treated one outfit like it was the punchline of the year. Sure, some jokes were lighthearted, but plenty of them crossed the line into straight cruelty, reminding us just how ruthless the internet can be. But here's the kicker. The fact that this moment is still being dragged months later proves something bigger. The internet doesn't just critique, it fixates. It doesn't just scroll past, it obsesses. Shea wore one outfit to one event, and here we are, still dissecting it, still debating it, still using it as a talking point like it was some earth-shattering scandal. So what does all this really tell us? Simple. It was never just about a dress. It's about how society constantly polices girls while pretending it's concern. It's about how mothers get slammed with blame while fathers slide by with a free pass. And it's about how the internet puts impossible standards on kids, forgetting at the end of the day, they're still kids. The whole conversation shifted right under our noses. It's no longer just, should she have worn that? Now it's, why are we still dragging a teenager months later over something she already explained? Why are strangers online piling judgment on a 14-year-old for a wardrobe slip when she already moved on? Her mom already addressed it, and honestly, the world should have moved on too. Because here's the truth. The bigger issue was never the fabric, never the cutout, never the dress at all. The problem was what people chose to project onto it. The internet exposed its ugliest side. Adults tossing out creepy, inappropriate remarks, twisting stories until they lost all sense, and weaponizing their opinions against a kid who didn't deserve that weight. That's not just criticism, that's cruelty dressed up as commentary, and it's way past time to call it for what it is. So here's the real takeaway. Shea wore a dress, simple as that. The stylist missed a detail. Wow was standing right there on the carpet, and Joy wasn't even in the building. It was a mistake, plain and simple. They admitted it, they owned it, and they moved on. But the internet, still clutching onto it like it's some sacred scandal carved in stone? Maybe we should take a page out of Shay's own playbook. She brushed it off, laughed in the face of all the noise, and hit back with, they got nothing on me. That's the kind of confidence we should be celebrating, not tearing down. If a teenager can shake it off with that much grace, what excuse do grown adults have to keep dragging it out? And here's a thought. Before you rush to drop a hot take about somebody else's kid, ask yourself one question. Would you be okay with the entire internet dissecting your child this way? If the answer is no, then maybe the best move is to keep it pushing and stay in your lane. Now, I want to hear from you. Did the internet go way too far dragging a teenager over a dress? Was Joy right to call out the double standard and flip the narrative back on the critics? Or do you think the parents could have handled things differently that night? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss the next messy breakdown. Because trust me, we're only just getting started.